Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for watching. I just wanted to make this video today because I've been getting text messages almost daily on what camera people should buy. So I'm gonna let you know exactly what you should buy. Just kidding, I'm not gonna let you know exactly because that's kind of impossible because every person is different in what they're looking for in a camera. So I'm gonna do my best to help you out to kind of get your mind working around what camera you should get. So since I can't exactly help you with what model camera you're gonna want, here's some basic questions that you can ask yourself before diving into getting one. So first off, what are you trying to do with a camera? Do you like photography? Do you like video? Do you want both in one camera? What are your main focuses? And also ask yourself, in those areas, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to make travel photography video? Are you trying to capture your kids playing sports? Are you taking portraits of your friends? Are you doing street photography, animal photography? Like, what are you trying to do? That's the first step, is to figure out that. So secondly, pick a budget. Like, what are you trying to spend on a camera? How much money can you put into this camera? Once you narrow that down, you're gonna want to pull up YouTube on your computer, research the crap out of that specific area and budget that you're looking for. So if you want to do travel photo, YouTube best camera for travel photo, and then there'll be plenty of options. If the ones under your budget you like, look up Google reviews. Are these good cameras? Is this what I wanted to do? And go from there. I can't give you all the answers, so you guys gotta kind of put in work to find the right camera for you. So since you're watching my video, that means you probably respect my opinion, I'm assuming and hoping. So I'm just gonna start by saying what I use. I use the Sony a7 III. You've probably heard that before. This is the best camera in my opinion under $3 grand because it has everything that I personally need. It's great for photo and it's great for video. This thing is an absolute beast. It's a mirrorless camera, which means the mirror is taken out in the sensor, so it's able to be more compact like this. But the only catch is this thing starts at $2 grand. Don't get me wrong, that's a great price for this camera and what it does. But for a lot of you guys watching, you're like, I can't spend $2 grand on a camera. That doesn't make any sense. So let's start with another option. So first item is my iPhone 11, 3 cameras on the back. Obviously, it's not going to be the same quality as a DSLR or mirrorless camera in most ways, but this thing you can capture awesome stuff with. And if you have an iPhone 4S, that thing has a camera. So start by using that, like get used to it, find what types of pictures you like to take and videos. So start with that. That's gonna be probably free for most of you guys because you already have a phone and you can take videos and pictures. But if you're trying to go up a step, I would recommend maybe looking at a GoPro. So this is really good for action in pretty much video, not really photo in general because it's a video camera. But yeah, it's small, it's compact, you can put it on your head, you can put it on a car. This is a car mount. You can get a GoPro stick and kind of travel vlog with it if you don't have the biggest budget. But if you're trying to, bring it more pro level, even amateur, this probably isn't your best bet. Next, I have this Canon. It's a T5i. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really ever use it, but I know a lot of you out there, this might be useful for you. If you're a beginner and you have roughly around $500, this might be almost your best option. If 500 is like the max you can spend, I would look into one of these because it does take decent video, it takes decent photo. Obviously, it's not gonna be the best, but it's pretty good. So it has this flip out screen, so if you wanna vlog or take videos yourself, you can do that. But this camera is a great beginner camera. The only problem is the kit lens is really trashy. So if you're just starting out, you can start with that. But the cool thing about the Canon is that you can upgrade the lenses. So what I would get next is maybe like a 50mm where you can get a lot of depth of field and a low aperture to take those cool pictures with the blurry backgrounds. So definitely look into the T5i, and if you have a little more money, there is the T7i, but if you do have $700, I would kind of push you in a different direction, to be honest. All right, so this is the GH4. It's getting a little old, but this is an amazing video camera. When these first came out, these were like insane how small they are with 4K. So mainly this model of camera and the new ones and the old ones are definitely video based. The new ones are decent at photo, but in my opinion, not that great, especially the GH4. This thing is not great at photo at all, but it's amazing for video. So if you are just wanting to do video, maybe this is a good option for you. Get a used one online. Also has the flip out screen. It's definitely more pro level than that Canon we looked at for video, but unfortunately not that great at photo. Next up, here we got the A6500. It's got 35mm lens on it. I love this camera. I actually shot last year's weddings with this and the year before. This thing is an absolute beast and it's so tiny. Doesn't this look like a little cheap camera? This camera can do so much. If you're trying to be pro level and you already know photography, you know the basics, you know video, and you wanna go next step, this is your best option in my opinion if you have $1,000, because the video specs are crazy. It takes pretty good photo and you can get any lenses you want to go with it. It is crop sensor, it's not full frame, which means that it has a smaller sensor, but it's still an amazing camera. I forgot to mention, I filmed this entire video, except this part obviously, with this camera. So if you think this looks good, then you might want to go with this. So in conclusion, if you want my advice and you got around $500, I would suggest going somewhere more towards the T5i Canon route. I did have a mirrorless Canon, the M50. I wasn't a big fan. The pictures were kind of grainy and it was just kind of a cheap camera. So I wouldn't go the mirrorless route with Canon yet, unless you have way more money. Sony is my personal favorite. Their specs are crazy for the price and they're so compact. Nikon, if you have a question about Nikon, all I have to say is they're great for photo. I don't really know much about Nikon. I've never really use them, but if you have $1,000, I would suggest going with the A63 still or the A65, and you can invest in more lenses and such, because that's going to give you great photo, great video, and the technology in it is just way up there compared to most cameras out there. I kind of want to just go over the lenses that I own so you have a better idea of what lenses you should get. So I just recently got the 85mm. This thing is an awesome lens. It goes down to f1.8, which means you can get that blurry background. But this is a portrait lens. I wouldn't suggest getting one if you're just starting out. This is great for like headshots and stuff like that. Next, we got the 70-200 f4. This thing is great for traveling and getting those very long distance shots or capturing animals and stuff like that. Next up is the 28-75 Tamron 2.8. It's pretty much the best all-around lens you can get right now. So this with my A7 III is the best setup I can possibly even think of. Even if I had like $5,000, I think I would probably just get another A7 III with this lens. And lastly is this 14mm 2.8 lens. It's super wide. There's a lot of distortion with it, which means like the corners are gonna bend and stuff like that. But it's just a fun lens to own. I use it for real estate. I use it for kind of like vlogging, and it's just a great, like really wide lens to own. All those lenses kind of vary from anywhere from $500 to almost $2,000. So just go on Amazon, go on Google, and invest time into looking at prices and stuff like that, and figure out what kind of lens you want. You can get a lot cheaper lenses out there, especially used. I get used lenses, guys, and I haven't had much issues with it. I will say Canon does have cheaper glass than Sony. Sony doesn't have a lot of options. So if you're going Canon route, you're gonna have an easier time looking at different lenses, but you won't have the specs that Sony has. Well guys, I hope you got something from this video. I hope you kind of have a better idea of how to look for your next camera or your first camera. So if you did, please like, subscribe, maybe shoot a comment, maybe I'll shout you out next video, who knows. But thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.